Okay, the Sky Agriculture Pack is out. That's it behind me, those 12 pieces of gear there. If you have the 2-year season pass, you're going to get these 12 pieces of gear, the Sky Agriculture Pack, or you can purchase it standalone for $9.99. If you'd like to do that, there's a link down below. But let's talk about what these are so you can see if it's something you might want to pursue. I'm Farmer Teacher. Let's get into it. Okay, the first piece of gear there is a power harrow. It goes 7 miles an hour and it's 3 meters wide. You need 120 horsepower for that. And that's it here for $18,000. You got a few configuration changes you can do. You can change the back from cage to farm flex to packer to tracker and back to cage, and you can add ridge markers. There you go. You need 120 horsepower for that. Let me compare it to some existing things we have. Okay, it's 3x7, as I like to say, and this one's 3x7. They're very similar. You may or may not want to do that. If you use the horse, you can keep using the horse. I tend to like some new things sometimes. When I start a new farm, I say, okay, on this one, I'm using different equipment just so I can try different things. But some people like to use the same thing, and if you're happy, keep using the horse. All right, now, if you look at this on the menu, press in on the right joystick right here, you're going to see this piece of gear, the Progress P50. Maybe you got the power harrow, and then later you want to turn it into a seeder, and that's what this puppy is. That's it right here. The Progress P50, you can hook it on there. You need only 20 more horsepower for that. So you're looking at 140, goes 7 miles an hour, and it's 3 meters wide because it goes on the back of that. So this does not attach directly to your tractor. You have to attach the power harrow first, and then you back that into this apparatus, and it will attach and turn that into a seeder. Next is this thing all put together. Okay, right here on the menu, it's all put together there. Once again, you can change the configurations of some of the stuff under there, and you could add ridge markers. And there you go. So for $58,500, you have a power harrow and a seeder. Pretty cool. Or you can buy them separately if you just want to try the power harrow first. Okay, next is another power harrow. This one's a little wider. It's 4 meters wide, goes 7 miles an hour. You need 160 horsepower for this. And that's it here, 4 meters wide. You can also hook the P100 seeder on the back. It needs 40 more horsepower because it's 4 meters wide. That brings us to our next piece of gear here. That's these all hooked together. Okay, the power harrow and the seeder. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. A little step up. Okay, so this one's 21.5. It's really between this one and this one. So you really don't have anything right now that falls in that category. So this might want to be something worth your while. It's a slight upgrade from here, but it's not as expensive as that either. That's 6 meters wide. Pretty cool little apparatus. Depends on where you are on your farm. Okay, next we have a bigger power harrow. This one you need 240 horsepower for because it's 6 meters wide, goes 7 miles an hour. And then you have a seeder apparatus that's going to go on that also. Okay, so this is the power harrow, the 6 meter wide one. It's $45,000. And you can attach the seeding unit. When you go to buy these separately, you want to be sure you hit this. See, it changes the back of that so you can attach it to the seeder. If you don't, it's just going to have the reflectors. So you can put the seeding unit on there. There you go. Okay, next we have a planter. A planter, this one you need 180 horsepower for. It goes 9 miles an hour and it's 6 meters wide. Let me show you this on the menu. Okay, this is kind of cool. That's it here. You can have the fertilizer distribution unit. So that's neat if you hook that up. It's got some cool little action there. I've seen these type of planters before. I like the way they work. When you put seeds in it, those little doors pop open. Pretty cool. And this is 67.5 all configured right there. Okay, next you have another seeder, the Sky Agriculture HRW 6000.36. This one you need 240 horsepower. It goes 7 miles an hour and it's 6 meters wide. Okay, and you got to get the accompanying tank. Okay, that's it there. And that shows the tank that goes on there for $22,500. Okay, and it both seeds and fertilizes, which is pretty cool. Okay, next you have this seeder, the Sky Agriculture Easy Drill. Okay, Easy Drill, that means it's a direct seeder. You need 200 horsepower for that. It goes 10 miles an hour and it's 6 meters wide. Let me show you this on the menu. Now notice if you look at the bottom of the screen there, this one talks about, additionally, this seeder offers the possibility to seed directly. No previous cultivating or plowing is necessary. I like this thing, and for $123,000, 6 meters wide, 10 miles an hour. That's a pretty good bargain. Okay, pretty good bargain. That's a pretty good seeder. You can play with the wheels there a little bit, cosmetics, and you can add ridge markers. But pretty nice seeder there, and it seeds and fertilizes. So I really like this thing. Let's just take a look and compare that to what we have in the game already. Okay, it's comparable to this, and this cost a little more, and you need 270 horsepower for this, okay? But it's very similar to this one. This one's also 6x10, that being 6 meters wide at 10 miles an hour. Okay, this is 123,000, but you need only 200 horsepower. So this one's a little more efficient than this one in the game. Okay, but they're very similar, very similar. I got to give the nod to this one. If I was starting a new game and this was my next upgrade, I would pick this one. I need only 200 horsepower instead of 240. That's pretty doggone good. Pretty doggone good. Okay, speaking of efficiency, let's look at our granddaddy piece of gear here. This is the Sky Adventure Methis HDS. It's a disc Harrow, and it goes 11 miles an hour, and it's 12 meters wide. That is a good disc Harrow, and you need only 400 horsepower to pull it. Let's take a look on the menu. It's $134,500. Now, I really like this thing, and I'll show you why in a minute. Let me show you an example of what it competes against in the game already. Okay, this is the same width, okay, and the same miles per hour, 12 by 11, but you need 615 horsepower for this. So when you're looking at the tractors, I could pull the Sky Agriculture one with this Fendt 900, or even the Valtra once I upgraded the horsepower. But to pull the other one, I need 600 something horsepower. You're going to be down at these huge tractors down here, okay, that cost a lot more money. So I really like this disc Harrow here. That's a good piece of gear. Okay, I just want to show you how you attach this. Now you can either use this, you can hook up just the power Harrow. Okay, pardon this railroad track. And you could harrow this field, okay? You can cultivate this field with that little power harrow, just like you see there. That's pretty cool. And when you're all done, these are pretty flexible as far as what you can do and where you store your gear and stuff, so it's pretty neat. Okay, you got to get in there kind of straight. And there you go. Now I'm a seeder. Okay, so now I can go to my cultivated field, and this thing will seed canola or whatever you want to seed in there. And there you go. That's pretty cool. So he's putting down some canola seeds. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that's the Sky Agriculture Pack. Like I say, it's in the Year 2 Season Pass, or you can purchase it standalone. I appreciate if you want to get it to help out the channel by the link down below. But I'm Farmer Teacher. Share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you on the next go-round. Bye-bye.